Yeah, here it is. I've done a lot of stuff to it since the last time you saw it. These are new here. These are kind of like no knob, or rather no tool knob sets to replace Allen screws, and they're beautiful. They're quick. You know, you unlock the strings, 2 strings at a time, tune, clamp them, and you're all set. So that's different. And the back of the neck I reshaped so it's really flat, and it has a notch in here. Yeah, you can't see that. There's a notch right in there for my thumb when I come up here, because my hands are so friggin' short. Go ahead, measure those against any other male human on Earth, and you will see that these are the shortest, as is everything else on my body. So, these are all new. These are new. All these tuners are new. And see that white stuff there? Okay. These things don't sit really snugly. Well, they do. They sit snugly, but there's not enough resistance when you're tuning, you know, the fine tuners. So I tried everything. I have tried everything. Finally, I was able to settle on pipe compound. Just plumber's pipe compound. It's real thick, it gets stiff, but still retains its flexibility, and it's just smooth as butter. These tuners are smooth as butter because of that. These are all new here. The saddles are all new. And these screws here, saddle lockdown screws, are new. These are titanium. And the insert blocks here are titanium. I had to replace all of this because over time, very short time, the inferior model Floyd Rose will fall apart right in front of your eyes and ears. So these are all hardened steel and titanium parts now. And the pickups, they're the standard pickups. I got the pole pieces adjusted. You can see they're up pretty high. What else here is worth noting? Oh, of course, my my wireless amp, and not a headphone amp. It's wireless. It's a real amp. Here's my headphone amp. How's that for cool, huh? Plug it into the back, and oh, it sounds beautiful. This thing sounds, I think, probably better than the actual amplifier itself, and other people say that too. This has really high ratings. You should look this up just to get a kick out of how well thought of this thing is. It's called an AM plug, AM P-L-U-G, AM plug, or AM plug, or something like that. So that's new in my box of parts. I have done some things to this, man, that people in the industry would probably want to patent if they found out I had this here, for instance. Okay, I'll send you a link to a video I made on these. These are beautiful. The only problem is they rattle. They're not snug. They rattle. They sit here loosely after they're tightened. But these don't anymore. What I did was I took these 3 pieces off and inserted a tiny rubber O-ring on top of what this screws into, and put these back on. Tighten them up. They're snug. So I wrote to the company and told them what I did. I sent them photos. They really should use this because these things do rattle. The amp picks it up, and it's nasty. You don't want that. So that's also new. And back here, this is new. Well, the springs are new springs. And I also painted the cavity there with electrically conductive paint, as well as what else? Yeah, this This is the Schaller whammy bar replacement for the original Floyd Rose, which keeps loosening up over time. This will not loosen up. This is beautiful. You adjust the snugness here, the friction, and it'll stay there forever. So I've had this for 4 years now. Every once in a while I have to, maybe that's a little bit not as tight as I used to have it, so I'll just come down and give that a pinch. But the difference is a little nipple on each side of this rod, inside of this screw cap here. The little nipples on the rod keep this thing clamped in place. So the original Floyd Rose that came with this was made of a zinc alloys, which were as soft as friggin' butter, practically, comparatively to other metals. And these are hard as hell. I was stripping these saddle lockdown screws out. That was pissing me off because it felt like I was stripping the screws in the base plate. And luckily I wasn't. The base plates on all Floyd Roses, even the cheapest models, are made of hardened steel because they support everything else. So I lucked out there. But these are, I've got Floyd Rose string lock screws. These are replacements as well. These are hardened steel, the others were zinc. I stripped one of those. And I've got the, yeah, one more thing. The D-tuner. How's that? That's Eddie's invention. He patented that. Isn't that beautiful? All right, my friend. Say hello to Kentucky for me. It was not a practical thing for me to do. I don't know at the time. I don't know if it's any different now. But we'll think about that. Okay. Wait. There's got to be something else here that's outstanding here. Saddle lockdown screws. Anyway, I've got, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got to tell you about this. These here. Okay, these cup there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pieces to each one of these. 21 pieces total. They use tiny, really small screws and washers. And the washers were impossible to find. I'd lost one. Naturally, I knew I was going to do that. And the springs, I'm sorry, there's another spring. There are 8 pieces. There are 2 springs in here as well. They're conical springs. Hard to find. So I ended up going to the hardware store and buying larger washers, and I just ground them down with my Dremel. It took a hell of a long time, but I got there, and I ground down the larger washers, and these are extras. This is them in here. Washers as well as some O-rings I made from different materials. I made the O-rings by covering the handle of the screwdriver. I dipped it in Plasti-Dip, and then it came out like this, a little thicker though, two dips. And then it dried, and then I started cutting the ends off, like slicing bread, to make O-rings for this here. So I made 3 O-rings. Now there are 9 parts to each one. So, and those are screws that I had to make. I had to make these screws by cutting longer ones down, grinding them, and then polishing the ends. So I've got extra parts for this thing. Yeah, isn't that incredible? 9 pieces to each. You know, they're complex, but man, they save you a lot of time. When you're doing intonation and you have to lock these down and then unlock them, retune, this is just off and on. Simple as that. And they clamp them with a pressure you could feel, so there's no guesswork there.